nice ending, I suppose, is the right word.
Death itself doesn't bother me. There is such a thing as a good death.
I think a lot of people do want to die at home, but they're frightened.
Cancer is the UK's biggest killer, claiming over 423 lives every day. Companies such as Marie Curie and other specialist hospices provide flawless care to people across the UK. There is over 2,100 Marie Curie nurses across the UK, caring for over 27,000 people every year. My dad was 57 years old when he died. He died on the 6th of August 2006. He died of a brain tumour that was situated on the right-hand side of his brain. My dad was lucky enough to be cared for in a loving environment, surrounded by his friends and his family. This was only made possible by the unique care provided by Marie Curie nurses.
When I walk into a house, I can make myself invisible, or not, as what the family wants. You know, if some patients are very anxious about people coming into their homes, you know, and you have to put them at ease, and you say, look, you know, I'm not here to interrupt or intrude into your privacy. Pretend I'm not here. I'll go sit there. I'll do what I need to do. I'll sit there. If you want me, call me. You know, just pretend I'm not around. You've got to put the families at ease. And when you do that, they sort of gravitate towards you then, and then they start to trust you. And if you continue going to the same patient for quite a long time, then you actually get treated sometimes as part of the family. But sometimes, you know, you go to families and everybody's so strung up, and it's up to you really to try and calm everyone down and, you know, make them feel okay, because it's a tough time. It's an awful time. It's terrible, awful things to go through. When you walk into a house, sometimes you seem to take away the responsibility from the family, which gives them actually time to grieve, because I believe that people grieve before they lose the loved one. Grieving starts before. And I think, you know, they need as much care as the patient. I've been working for Marie Curie for just over 11 years now. It'll be about 11 and a half years, I think. Yeah.
When I first met Janet, I was amazed by the love and enthusiasm that she brought to work with her. When Janet arrived at my house to look after my dad, my spirits instantly lifted, as I knew he was in good hands. Janet stuck by me and my family throughout the good and bad times of my dad's illness. Even after admitting to me that she became very attached to my family, she still chose to care for us.
I think with Marie Curie, there's been a larger demand for Marie Curie nurses. The people are becoming more aware that we are available, and more people are choosing to die at home. And I think that's what needs to increase.
I think a lot of people do want to die at home, but they're frightened. They're frightened of how you die. There's lots of stories about the way people die, and they can be very frightened of pain. And if they can be helped to be at home and be assured that they're going to get the same quality of pain relief that they would in hospital, which they can nowadays quite easily, then I think a lot more people would want to die at home. Although I think there's always going to be a number that don't and want to be in hospital, and I think we need to respect that as well.
I have been a nurse for about 30 years, but choosing to be a Marie Curie nurse was, I saw a gap and a need to fill that gap, for someone to be there to comfort, give assurance to the family and support the family, and someone that would give the dying patient the best care they need at that time, and provide a listening ear to the family member, and also a shoulder to cry on, really. So that's why I decided on doing Marie Curie nursing. Find it very fulfilling.
It's important when you're in somebody's, because when you go into someone's house, you're a guest. You may be going there to look after and work, whatever, but you're the guest in the house, and you have to always remember the other guest. But at the same time, that you've got to make the family feel that they can trust you, with the person they care about. To go and rest, and if anything changes, you get and make them feel that let them know that you know what you're doing. One, that everything's going to be fine, and that if things change, I'll call you, and everything. Just put them at rest with you, and let them know that I've gone to places where I say to people, don't worry about me. Just pretend I'm not here. Pretend I'm invisible. I go and sit in a corner. Forget I'm here until I'm needed. Because they feel conscious about you being there. Sometimes they don't want to talk to the people who they love. They don't want to say to them. And very often I say, tell them you love them, or give them a kiss and tell them you love them. They need to know this. And maybe this is just before the patient dies and things. Yeah, and tell them that you care. Tell them that you love them. And sometimes, sometimes you can say, it's okay. Just give them, some people are waiting for permission, and give them permission and tell them it's okay now, that they can go now, that everything's fine.
I don't think I'm any different to anybody else, any other nurse, any other carer, because all we want to do is to make their lives pain-free if we can, and just bring laughter into their lives, because that's probably the best medicine they can have.
When carers go into the house, they go in, if somebody's ill at home, or elderly, frail, unable to, to get out and about, and they need care. They can have personal care. They can have carers go in to help them wash and dress in the morning, and they can have carers go in the evening to undress them, put them to bed. They could also have carers in between to help them take them to the toilet. And then you've got district nurses as well, which go to the house as and when required, to do the same sort of things and sort out medications. And then you've got the Marie Curie nurses. With Marie Curie nurses, you've got healthcare assistants that will sit with the patient if the patient's taking their own medication. If the family are giving the patient the medication, and they're happy to do that, and the patient takes his own medication, is happy to do that, they have healthcare assistants that goes in, and they look after the patients overnight and help them to the toilet and things. But once the patient starts needing injections and are on strong medication, then you need a qualified nurse present to do that.